Today we are going to transform this space into a beautiful custom pondless waterfall. What's up everybody, it's Anthony with Atlantis Water Gardens. Today we are in Wyckoff, New Jersey with a beautiful Blake canvas behind us. We're going to be transforming this space into an awesome custom waterfall. We have a beautiful set of tables and chairs all the way over here up against the house. We have this gazebo with some floating chairs and even a table all the way over there. We have a ton of patio space and even the pool. So there are going to be a ton of vantage points pointing at this feature. So we want to make sure we really capture all of them. So to help really see and bring some sound over to those sections that are farther away, we're going to be bringing this thing out all the way over here, coming out just about a foot off the gravel here. This is going to be our wider sweep section over here, so that way we can really pull the waterfall towards the house, get a nice drop here, and then returning back into where our reservoir is going to be. We had our aqua blocks laid out. Joe's getting the last of them all put together. These guys are just digging a trench for where we're going to be placing our wall. We're going to build some retention boulders back there so that way we can fill with all of our soil that we're going to be scraping all in this area to build our berm up. We're going to be taking down this level a good bit, and then we're going to be digging even deeper for our reservoir. So we're going to have a whole bunch of dirt. So we're going to have a whole bunch of dirt, and that needs to go somewhere. So back here will do fine.
We're just digging out our basin, and of course we ran into some problems. Joe's just digging out where these wires were going. These are all lighting wires. We've got 2 irrigation lines running through here, and that looks like what used to be the control box for the irrigation lines. We're gonna have to pull this all up to the side so these guys can fix it later, and we have to dig that all the way back over there. So this is quite a mess.
We got our reservoir all dug out, our excavations all finished up. We raked out all the rocks, all the big stuff out of the bottom. Now we're gonna put some sand down there because it is a bit rocky and we don't want any issues. And then we're gonna put our underlayment, our liner, and then get our aqua blocks and vault in, get this thing all packed in tight. So that way we can actually start building some waterfalls, working our way back. We got this area all smoothed out, just getting ready. So that way once we actually get to this area, we're ready to start placing some rocks because we wanna get to the fun part. This is all fun and all, but it's not the best part.
Look at that beautiful reservoir. We got 8 small aqua blocks in here with our pondless pump vault. There's a layer of fabric underneath everything. Then we've got our 45 mil EPDM liner, followed by another layer of fabric on top, just for that added layer of protection. This is all gonna get folded in now like a big burrito, and we'll backfill the entire perimeter using our stone dust. This is a really nice cushion material. It's a bedding layer for usually when you lay pavers. The stuff is a little bit coarser than sand, but it holds its shape nice, and it's great for packing in around that liner.
Don't I sound just like that?
Good morning everybody, we're on day 2 of the custom pondless waterfall that is going to be back here in this awesome backyard. Today we are working on getting our reservoir all set up so we can start placing some rocks down there. We can unfold all of our liner and our fabric inside this pooling area and where these waterfalls are going to connect. Right now the guys are working on getting some old lighting wire and irrigation pipes out of our way here, and while they're doing that, Joe's over here in our pooling area / stream getting some nice layer of stone dust down, so that way when we lay our stuff down, there's not going to be any rocks or sticks poking through that could potentially cause a problem for us. So this is just a little cheap insurance for us that we like to use, and it takes 2 extra seconds to do this.
What's up, folks? Let's talk automatic water fills. So this is a pondless system. It will use water from evaporation. So a general rule of thumb is anywhere from 0.5 to 1.5% of pump volume per week, which means if you're running 1,000 gallons an hour, 0.5 to 1.5% of that 1,000 gallons per hour is what you can expect to lose to evaporation. Now, there's factors like wind and sun that are going to definitely raise that or lower that number. Wind is actually one of the biggest culprits to evaporation because it just sweeps the water away or pushes it onto the rocks, and then it evaporates that much faster. But what we're going to do here on this system is install an automatic water fill. Before we got here, the irrigation guys actually gave us a line coming off the system that's going to feed this automatic water fill. Colby and Boley are going to run that line down into our pondless pump vault. Well, that's not it. That's it. So what Boley is doing is actually drilling a hole. Let me see that float valve, Boley. Can I see the float? And he's going to be installing a float valve. Minus the float. Can I have the float, please, to show everybody? Boley, can I have the float on there? Yes. Yeah, no, I want it. Listen, I have to illustrate what we're doing. Can you put the float on it just for a second?
The white one, Boley, the white float.
Oh.
No, the big white piece.
Boley, you're making me look really bad right now.
This is great behind the scenes.
There you go. Yeah, just put it together real quick so I can show everybody. This is an adjustable float valve. It's very similar to like a toilet bowl float. So basically what happens is this is going to hang down in the water. When the water comes up to a certain level, it's going to shut this thing off. Well, I didn't want to do that. It's going to shut this off, closing off the water supply with a valve inside here and not letting water into the system anymore. When the water level drops in there, this will drop down, letting water in until it comes back up again. Now, the important thing here is we're going to set our float valve level at our operating level of the system, which means we don't want to set it at the very top of the blocks, because if we do, this thing will fire up, be running, the float will be down, filling this up right up to the top of the blocks, and when it shuts off, all that water and motion is going to come down here and then flood our system, which means it's going to want to refill again to that top level once we fire it up again. So what we'll do is figure out what the operating level is. In this system, we design it to be about halfway down the blocks. So that means about 5 inches down from the top of these blocks is what our float level should be set at. And that's what this boy is doing right here. Right, Boley? Here, you can have your tools back. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you there. What's nice about the float is you don't have to worry about coming out with the garden hose every so often to top this thing off. Now, a system like this, if you're running 24/7, it could drop a few inches inside that reservoir in a week's time. So if you don't get normal rainfall, you would be out here with the hose. Once you see it start to suck air or drop in volume in the waterfall, top it off. Not a huge deal. This is just more of like a set it and forget it type of a situation where you can set the float up. It's on the irrigation system. It's going to come on when it needs the water and it'll shut off when it's full. Super simple.
We are moving right along here. We've got most of the basin completely rocked in. We just have this edge here that we're gonna beach out and put a couple more rocks there. We've got some cobbles that are gonna go in here above these aqua blocks. And we've got some plants that are gonna be taking up this space right here. We're gonna make a nice natural curve to it, kind of just fill in and soften this up a little bit. Boley's working on getting a little trench going just so we can hide our liner, and we're gonna put some more cobbles and a little bit of gravel along this backside here just to kind of blend in with where we're gonna hide our lid. So we're gonna put that lid on top of here and put some gravel over that. That'll completely disguise this, and then these plants will eventually just take over and soften up that edge. and really just blend it all really together. But I wanted to show you guys, we've got our plumbing all done. You can't quite see it in there, it's a little dark, but our 5 to 9 pump is all the way down there. We've got our autofill floating up in the side of the vault there, and we've got all of our miscellaneous plumbing pieces, our elbow, union stuff, all feeding into our 3-inch line that's going to go around the side here up to where that spillway is going to be located up in the top region there. And while Bully and I were over here closing this side up, Ant is over here doing our lights. He's already got a couple in now. We've got one sitting right here that's going to be hitting all this stuff, illuminating these few rocks and the plants really well at nighttime. We're gonna have another one in this corner pointing straight at this waterfall, so when this water's rushing down this right side here, it'll all just hit that light and splash up into the hill, maybe even a little bit into the tree when it's dark out. So that's gonna be super cool to see with all that water splashing in front of there. We've got this left side waterfall started. We're about halfway up the hill we've got going on here. We've got another drop that's gonna be happening over on both of these sides here, and I believe a pooling area was going to work its way into this space in the middle. That's where our spillway is going to start. Joe is up here with our laser level. What is he working on?
So I'm gonna try to find 3 inches above that weir rock right there.
This guy.
And then that'll be our level, so that way I can fold this liner over, get all the rocks and gravel to cover it all up, make it look pretty, so that way we can work our way that way. And then tomorrow we'll work our way up.
Nice.